Hello yo, welcome to the channel. It's Rad from Radko, and in this whole video we're going to look into Aries, Sun, Moon, and as well a Rising and their weekly general tarot reading, February 15th up until the February 21st. Just hold on a second. And should you be interested in a personal reading with me, or you want to take my tarot classes, you can check out the description down below. And there you're going to see a link to my website from which you can view and purchase either of these things. So with that being said, moving straight away to the reading itself, and the first card we do have for Aries of the week, that is going to be the Page of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Eight of Cups, followed by the Six of Cups. The fourth one you do have for the week, guys, that is going to be the Seven of Cups. And the last one for the week, that will be the Seven of Wands. Just hold on a second to see if you can view the cards here, because they do have a glossy finish, and from the light you may not be able to view them well. Well, there is some kind of a glare over them, but okay. So, quite of an emotional week for what we can see here, with all the cup cards clustering into the middle of it. And the week itself kind of starts with the Page of Swords here. Just let me close it up like that. All right. So with the Page of Swords, and the start of the week here revolves around of a certain individual that you will have to tackle with. That could be somebody brand new for you, or it could be a somebody that you do already know. And Page of Swords, they are quite insubordinate, to say the least. That is because they do have kind of like a unique mind. They do have a unique thoughts, and it's very difficult for them to get through to certain people, and in this particular case, to get through to you, in a sense of that they may try to explain you something, they may try to make a point, they may try to make an argument as well. And while for them that argument is very well supported, while for them it's everything is common sense what they talk about, to you it will seem scattered, it will seem with a lack of narrative as well. It will seem like it doesn't make any sense. And that's why with the Page of Swords, when they are especially first card, or they are kind of like a secluded from the rest, usually what happens it is that pointless arguments are starting to take place, like wrangles, and there is no one wins out of those arguments. And I do believe that is going to be somebody that you already know, Aries, because the Page of Swords, they also implement a spring cleaning into one's social circle. And at the start of the week here, it is where you kind of like confront such of a behavior of a constant insubordination, you know, of a constant opposition as well, and pretty much kind of like banish that kind of behavior off of your social circle. So you can become more light, if I may say it that way, with a friend, okay, or with a friend, quotes in quotes. But that being said, this is going to clear up, you know, the future into your interactions with people, and not just only with people, but as well within the social circle also, from a unwanted fight, arguments, like I said, and in some particular cases, scandals. Now, it's not excluded though that the page may come about and offer you some kind of a help that you do not understand, all right? You just don't understand why the page wants to help you, and why would you need that help as well, because you pretty much have it all wrapped up. And again, it causes a pointless argument in between you and the page, and it's simply, you know, you kind of like don't want to have anything to do with that page any longer. And right after that, we do have the Eight of Cups, which pretty much speaks about the sense of emptiness that you are going to experience right after that page goes away. Right after you stop interacting in any way with the Page of Swords here. And you may have certain regret, you may have certain doubts that you have done the right thing. Okay, that's you may have, oh my god, you may have done the right thing about banishing the page from your environment and from your social circle, which will feel like something changed. And you may not find yourself very pleased about that with the Eight of Cups. However, the Eight of Cups here, it is a card that urges one to how can I say, to urges one to accept the situation just as the situation is. Yeah, it may be unfortunate, you had a history with that person, you had a history with them, and it's a shame that it had to end in such a way, but what happened, and now there is no point mourning about it and look at it from oh my god, set your glance toward the past, but rather you should kind of like aim and look more toward the future. Because the Eight of Cups, while you may have lost a friend or you may have lost somebody you placed the hopes into, and again, lost, I don't mean that you lose somebody relevant or somebody substantial, all right? That is just a person. And although you won't gonna have that interaction anymore with them, Eight of Cups promises you a better perspective that comes into the future, which means that at certain points, this empty spot that you have created through banishing this Page of Swords is going to be replaced or taken, vacated from somebody else. This time around, we'll have more in common with you and with your ideas and with your thought as well. And this is as far as the story of the Page of Swords goes through it. It's just, accepting that you didn't have anything in common, so pretty much you had to move in a separate ways. And once you do accept that, Six of Cups kicks in, and this is the revitalizing the one's environment career-wise and as well a relationship-wise. This card here points that the poignant feelings and as well the feelings of a regret, if you will, that you do had with pushing away the Page of Swords, who are no longer going to be there, and you again will start experiencing the usual joy and the usual, how can I say, the usual excitement, if you will, from your personal relationships and from your career also. Now, Six of Cups, it's a card showing that you're going to start enjoying the small things in life just as you did beforehand. And when you do approach enterprises, when you do approach activities as well, the Six of Cups points that you are going to connect with them emotionally and physically as well, meaning that you are gonna like what you do, regardless if we're talking about career or if we're talking about relationship here. Now, if I have to separate both, because the Six of Cups reads in a different way, should we talk about career, should we talk about relationships? Now, Six of Cups in terms of a career, it points that should that page have been a co-worker of yours and you had to pretty much sever cooperation there, because they pretty much drag the whole thing in a different direction. In the stage of the Six of Cups, you will again start experiencing the creative expression that you had from your enterprises and from your endeavors, and you're not gonna feel like you had a very important force pushing you forward walked away. For that force, at that point, you are to realize that it was you and nobody else. The relationship-wise, Six of Cups, it is when one how can I say, one relates to another physically and emotionally. So that is when you are to experience joy again interacting with people, although this page is no longer going to be there. It's a little bit of a difficult situation to explain, when you had to say straight into the face of somebody that they have no place around you anymore, and you felt like something kind of like have been ripped of you. And Six of Cups, it is the recuperation, it is the resurrection, it is the resurrection of oneself, moving forward into the future, where you again regain the joy and the excitement of your things. And right after that, we do have the Seven of Cups. And this card here points that right after you do regain the joy and the excitement, after the poignant separation here with the Page of Swords, Seven of Cups, it is a card where you start becoming more and more careful about the unfoldment and the development of your endeavors. That is because with the Seven of Cups, how can I say? Oh my God, goals or tasks, or enterprises that you are to be involved in at that stage will have a wishful character. What I mean is that can they be developed or not? That remains to be seen. It's not everything is going to be unfolded at that point. And so with the Seven of Cups, you would not want to place your hopes into developments that may not have a potential to grow. But like I said, at that stage, you wouldn't know, nobody would know what can develop to its maximum extent and what it is just a fallacy or a dream that it is straight away preposterous. So at that stage, you are going to become way more conservative and way more grounded, if I may say it that way. And what that is going to do for you, Aries, it is that even though you throw yourself or a portion of yourself into some kind of project or into some kind of a relationship, you are going to take it very slowly, that even if things start falling apart, yeah, you're going to get yourself disappointed. That's true. Seeing that what you have believed in, it's falling apart. But also, you are not going to suffer any losses from it. The most is going to be that disappointment. And from that disappointment, you're going to bounce back exactly at the Six of Cups, where you're going to enjoy, your things and devote yourself into new goals that may look, a little bit overestimated, if I may say it that way, or overkill. And again, it's not going to be like you are going to throw everything you got into them. And bit by bit, you are going to be able to differentiate here what is a seed growing and what is just a fantasy. And right after you do differentiate that and you start developing this seed that it is to grow, we do have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, it is where you do structure everything around this seed, okay? You do structure all of your domain around it, guarding it with everything you got. So you can say that towards the end of the week, something major is about to happen to you, okay? In a sense of development. And with the Seven of Wands, you are gonna have that strength, and not just only strength, but as well awareness and readiness also to jump into action whenever action is needed. You're going to have the strength to resist temptation. You're going to have the strength to deflect outwardly influences that may or may not threaten this development that you're going to revolve around. And simply by the end of the week here, Aries, it seems that you're going to have a very clear narrative and a fulcrum that you're going to chase or follow afterwards. But also is going to be a crucial time where you are to show to the world how much that thing means to you. So just to wrap this thing around here, guys, to me it seems that at the start of the week you're going to cut off a dead weight as a individuals, or rather like as a friends or companions, that they no longer are working in a beneficiary way toward the goals that you want to accomplish. Right after that, it is the recovery of all that, and right after the recovery, it is the setting of, or the setup the setup of the goal that you are to follow, and the tenacious nature afterwards through which you are to guard that goal. You're going to step for it, and hopefully one day accomplish it. So that being said, Aries, this was your weekly general tarot reading, guys, February 15th to February 21st, 2020. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do liked it, and we are to see each other next time. Until then, bye.